let's move on and talk about New India Assurance. Now, we're having these insurance companies that are in focus. A lot that has happened around that, right? So what are we going to be discussing with New India Assurance today? One is the impact of the floods that we're seeing in North India. What does this mean for companies? What does this mean for insurers? Other than that, we'll also be discussing the concerns over cashless insurance. That is going to be a key point to understand from here on what are we going to be seeing on that front. And GST, if there is any cut that comes in, ITC factor, the input tax credit, what does that mean? That is going to be key to watch out for as well. So these are the three important points that we're going to be talking about. And on that tiff with hospitals that's been going on, is that going to be denting the growth, is key to watch out for. Now, on that note, let's bring on board Girija Subramanian, who's the CMD at New India Assurance, joining us on the show right now to talk to us about all of these factors and where are we headed and where is the insurance space headed from here on. Girija, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning. Let's start by talking about the recent events that have come in terms of the floods, which have become a major issue in the north, right? So, one, what is the impact that we could, see coming in on insurers, given that, in the past, whenever there have been severe floods, there has been a likely impact. So, what is your assessment? What are the claims coming in? What is it in terms of the likely loss amount of time? What are you watching out for right now here?
Actually, it's too early right now to comment on numbers. We are collecting data. As of now, there have been very few claims that have been reported. And we expect that these numbers in a couple of months or 3-4 months down the line, maybe we would be in a better position to comment. It takes some time for these claims to develop. As of now, the claims registered are not really very relevant.
What in terms of exposure would be the industry and your particular exposure to the northern part of the country? You would have the geographical spread, right?
No, we are, for New India, I can speak, cannot speak for the industry. But for the New India, for the western and southern zones, we are more focused and we have more exposures on these two zones. North is not very heavy, especially the areas where these cats have operated. We don't have very heavy exposure.
All right. And what's interesting is that after the first quarter, you gave very strong guidance. You did say that, you would expect at least 15% in premium growth in FY26 versus 6% in FY25. Strong improvement in combined ratio as well, for which you haven't given the number. If you could give us that number, that'd be great. And, now there is this boost which has come in on account of GST revision on health insurance. That's expected, reported by our colleagues from their sources in the finance ministry. How much further can your premium growth be? And in particular, your combined ratio, how much more can that grow in FY26 by?
Actually, the premium growth, even in the first quarter, we have grown at 15.5% and exceeded the industry average. And I believe that the rest of the year will also be at the same pace. Now, combined ratio, we will not be able to give you a number right now on where we will end at the end of the year. It will we'll be able to have this number only as we go each quarter. So that is, and on the health GST, I think it doesn't have, the health GST is applied over and above the premium. So the premium per se remains the same. The GST is applied over and above that, but the change could be in terms of the input tax element, wherein below 5% GST are not allowed to take input tax credit. So to that extent, there could be some change in premium, but the overall benefit to the customer will definitely be there. And all the benefit that accrues out of GST without, including the input tax credit for the company, I think the overall maximum benefit will be passed on to the customer.
Maximum benefit will be passed on to the customers. Just a quick one, ma'am. In terms of the tiff that is going on with hospitals, any concerns in terms of growth that we're watching out for, or resolutions are underway?
I think as we talk, there are, the talks are going on for resolution. So I don't think that this will continue for long, and we will find the hospital industry and the insurers would definitely find a way to coexist peacefully and to see that we are able to give customers the best benefit of our services.
All right, we take that point. Thank you so much for joining in. It was a short conversation, but a fruitful one nevertheless. We, leave you with a promise to join us back once again, where we have the modalities of the GST Council meet and the outcome, the specifics, which will come back as well. So that way you will have a better handle on, what the immediate impact could be for players like yourselves and the industry. Thank you for joining in with that.